financial alignment of politicians' actions. One of the reasons why, probably the major reason actually, why politicians can do things that are not helpful for the average person is because there's a disconnect between the incentives for politicians and their constituents. So, to get reelected, they have to really cater to, big money donors, obviously, in most cases. Not everyone, but most politicians. And even their salaries are not dictated by the results that they produce. So in most industries, if you don't do a good job, you get fired. I mean, the voters could still not vote you in, but your salary is usually dependent upon your skills and your results. So for being a politician, if you want to really align them with the citizens, then politicians' salaries should be aligned with how much citizen salaries are and go up. So, set the politician's salary at a certain X ratio to what the average citizen makes, and then if the average citizen goes up, then the politician's salary goes up, and if the average citizen goes down, correspondingly the politician goes down. In that way, every decision that they make will be aligned towards helping the constituents to do better, because right now they can just make a decision if it hurts a lot of people, but helps them, then there's no recourse for that. There's no misalignment except for not being voted back in. So the same thing for financial and for income can also be applied to quality of life. The members of Congress and senators and representatives, they should get the same health care that is available to citizens. So if they want to get better health care, then they have to get it for everybody. So we have how in some companies they have two classes of stock, so that the founders can't really be removed because they're more important than everyone else. We have kind of an elite representative class. They're supposed to be representing us, and some people say actually in the future, like when we have the blockchains, we might not actually need representatives. We might be able to have almost full democracy. I don't know if people have time for that, but the capabilities will be there technologically. But getting back to the other point, that the politicians, they need to be aligned, to make things more equitable, so that they can only get what the citizens can get. Otherwise, they, can just do things that are not helpful to people, but that are helpful to them. The other thing is that that's where the whole emoluments clause came in and other things, but that only deals with personal benefit and corruption. It doesn't deal actually with policy. If you align the interests between income, health care, other things, so that the politicians only get what the average person gets, or on a prorated basis, then then the interests are aligned. Another example is, during the shutdown, politicians still get paid. So, that's crazy that, they could shut down the government, the federal workers don't get paid, but the senators and congressmen still get paid. People lose government services, but there's what's their incentive to keep the government open? if their paychecks are being cut. There was a famous example, I think it might have been back in 2013 or so, where they allowed the FAA to shut down, and then when they wanted to go back home and they couldn't get flights, they brought it back up in a matter of hours. So if they were not getting paid during the shutdown, you could be quite sure that quite a few shutdowns, less shutdowns would occur. And if they missed a paycheck or two, you can be sure that they would reopen government probably much more quickly.